a 7 a.m. start, finally on the road. I've looked at it, and it looks like I've got about a little over 10 hours of drive time today to make it to Boulder. So that's not factoring in the 2 stops that I want to make. The first stop that I want to make is right here outside of Amarillo. That is the Cadillac Ranch. It's a really cool little piece of Americana right there. And then secondly, it would be like right about the halfway point, just over 5 hours away, is the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge, which is just an awesome piece of engineering and architecture in a canyon. So I can't wait to shoot that too. It's gonna be a long haul today, covering a lot of miles, but it should be worth it if I can get these 2 locations shot. Sun's right behind me. That's the beauty of driving out west. There's nothing stopping the sun from being right in your mirrors. All right, so I'm rolling up on the Cadillac Ranch, getting close to it now. So let's go shoot it. Got the drone charged up. Let's get some cool shots. Finished up shooting here at the Cadillac Ranch. I love this little spot. It's really easy to get to. It's just right off the interstate. It's always really cool because you see tons of people who are taking photos or bringing their kids out here to spray paint the cars. It's a nice little spot. As far as shooting goes, it was a little bit tricky just because of the harsh sunlight. Ideally, I'd get out here really early in the morning or right there toward the evening, where there's the sun's a little bit diffused. But I am very happy with what I have. I have an awesome shot that I wanted to get last time, but it was too muddy for me to get it. This time it was still super muddy to get that shot of the car with some with a really good reflection in the water. But it was well worth it to venture out this time around. So next up, Rio Grande Gorge. Only a short 5-hour drive away. Back on the road. Perfect timing. Just as I was getting low on gas, there's a Shell station. I'm gonna clean out the truck and set up my chargers. Found a nice little scenic overlook. I'm gonna try and shoot some photos, but before I do that, because it's wide open blue sky, I'm gonna put a circular polarizer on my lens here. Get some more definition out of that. Right now we are creeping along through the town of Mora, New Mexico. Speed limit's 25 and everyone is respecting it, but I'm just ready to get a move on. This town smells so good. There's been like 3 or 4 different restaurants all on that main drag, like all on the main street, and they are all cooking something awesome right now, and I want to stop but I don't have time. Maybe next time. Alright, so as I was driving, I came up on the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge, and I didn't really think it was that spectacular. It just looked like a normal bridge to me. But then you see what's under the bridge. That is cool. That's where this becomes a very, exciting piece of engineering. Can't wait to shoot it. I think what I found is a little like nook here in the fence line that sticks out a little bit, so I'm gonna shoot it from here, and then I'm probably going to break out the drone and get some shots flying around from underneath, since most of the structure is underneath the road surface. This is awesome. So one thing I'm going to do now that I have this set up is I'm going to wait for this cloud cover to roll over, so that way I'm shooting in natural light, because at this time of day the natural light should be on this side of the bridge. Okay, one small adjustment. So it looks like the cloud cover is not going to roll over like I thought it would. So what I've done is I've taken the white balance and set it to the cloudy setting. Now what that does is it should brighten up the image just enough to where I'm still getting that good exposure on the bridge, even though the cloud cover is not going to change anytime soon. So as awesome as that was, even though I thought it was awesome, an attendant at the rest stop did not think it was awesome that I was flying a drone, and he came up to me and said that he had been tracking me and watching me, and he knew that I had a drone in the bag and that he was going to call the cops if I didn't leave immediately. So I guess the lesson learned here is always respect the restrictions anytime you're flying a drone anywhere, or start flying them from a much further distance away than right there, so that way they can't figure out who's flying it. In all seriousness, you should probably just not fly in restricted zones. I did not know it was restricted. My bad. Still got some awesome footage though. So now that I've shot everything, now that I've escaped with my drone intact, it's time to just get on the road and get to Boulder. This is the home stretch in that I'm about to be in my new home. So 5 hours from now, give or take a few pit stops for food, because I'm starving still. Yeah, I'll be in Boulder, Colorado, and then that'll be the end. I'm gonna enjoy this last stretch because there's a whole bunch of mountains to look at the whole way. So here we go. It's been about a week. I got in on Monday and I didn't record anything from Monday until right about now, about 5 days later. And reason being is because I really wanted to be in that moment. I didn't want to live the moment of meeting my roommates and getting my feet wet and finally like diving into this community that I'm now a part of. I didn't want to live that through my camera lens. I didn't want to spend all my time capturing it and not actually living it. I'm going to take this time now to go ahead and say that starting off on the adventure, I was really nervous. I was worried that something was going to go wrong, and there were definitely times on the road when I really felt alone. There was no one doing that drive with me. There was no one. I was going to a place where I knew nobody. There were times when it was really hard, but my advice to you, if you or anyone you know, whether you're young or old, or if you have a job or if you don't, or if you're graduating, or if you've been in the same job for 30 years, it doesn't matter. If you have ever thought about doing something and you've just been putting it off, by all means, do it. It is absolutely worth it. like I said, there were times when it was really tough for me, but as soon as I arrived here in Boulder, I'm sitting at a park where the Flatirons are right here behind me. I'm less than a mile from my house. This was a total dream. This was a long shot when I applied for my job out here, and it worked out. And it never would have worked out if I didn't take the chance. And this channel never would have happened if I didn't go ahead and put myself out there and just go for it. So if you're considering anything, whether it's a trip or a change in your life, absolutely go for it. I hope that this Birmingham to Boulder series can help you get off the fence and really make that change, and I think you'll be a lot happier for it. And I really don't know what to say here, because this is not something I've done before. I have a new channel in a new place. I'm starting a new job and I'm making new friends. I mean, everything in my life right now is completely transitional, and that's really scary, but also really exciting. So even though Birmingham to Boulder is done, the adventure is not over. So definitely make sure you subscribe and tell me what you want out of this channel in the comments below, and let's go on this adventure together. Thank you again for following me. Quick little snippet for the channel here. I just went for my first run in Boulder with one of my roommates, and the altitude is kicking my ass. That was so brutal. Still, I'm not used to it. I'm gonna drink more water from here on out, but I love it. This is awesome.